Okay guys, so what I'm here to talk about today is why the Houston Texans are going to win the AFC South. Now, the Houston Texans last year won 2-14 and missed the playoffs, and according to ESPN, they were 20th in rushing yards, averaging 108.9 yards per game, and they were 15th in passing yards, averaging 283.3 yards per game. Now, unlike previous years, where the Houston Texans were more of a balanced offense because Matt Schaub could make plays happen. This year, I think that the Houston Texans are going to primarily be a running team just because Ryan Fitzpatrick is more known to be a game manager. He can make some plays, but he can't constantly create offense from the quarterback position. So I think the Houston Texans are going to depend on their two running backs, Andre Brown and Arian Foster, to initiate their offense and open the rest of the offense up. Now, in order for this offense to be successful with Andre Brown and Arian Foster being the catalyst, they're gonna have to rotate these running backs in and out because last year both of these running backs missed half the season due to injury. Arian Foster last year in 8 games had 542 rushing yards on 121 carries and 1 touchdown. Meanwhile, Andre Brown had 139 carries with 492 yards and 3 touchdowns with the New York Giants. Now, I also expect the Texans to use these running backs in 2 different ways. I expect Arian Foster to run mostly towards the outside of the tackles just because they want him to take less of a pounding and to be healthy for most of the year. Now, as far as Andre Brown goes, I expect him to be the guy who runs in between the tackles since he's a power runner anyway and can shut off tacklers. Now, as soon as this running game gets started, opposing defenses will bring 8 in the box, and that'll leave the wide receivers with one-on-one coverage for them to exploit. And we all know Andre Johnson could exploit one-on-one coverage over the top. But I also think in some games, defenses are gonna have a dilemma. Could we leave Andre Johnson with only one-on-one coverage and let Arian Foster and Andre Brown run all over us? Or do we put 8 in the box and risk Andre Johnson and DeAndre Hopkins beating us over the top? And that'll switch game to game. But the key to this offense, I'll say it again, is gonna be the running game. With that being said, I expect the Texans to run the ball about 350 or more times throughout the course of a year, with Arian Foster having like 200 carries for about 800 to 900 yards, and Andre Brown having about 150 and rushing for maybe 600 to 500 to 700 yards. And once the running game gets started, I think Ryan Fitzpatrick will be successful. Now, Ryan Fitzpatrick last year with the Tennessee Titans had a completion percentage of 62%. He threw for 2,454 yards with 14 touchdowns to 12 interceptions in 11 games. Now, I expect those types of numbers out of him. But what is gonna go down is the wide receiving yards for Andre Johnson. Because Andre Johnson last year had 109 receptions for 1,407 yards with 5 touchdowns. I expect them to have anywhere between 70 and 80 receptions for about 1,200 yards. Again, I think they're gonna focus on the running game. Now, DeAndre Hopkins' numbers are gonna go down as well. Last year he had 52 receptions for 802 yards and 2 touchdowns. I expect his receptions to be around in the 40 range and about 600 yards. Now let's move on to the defense. The Texans defense last year was ranked third against the pass, allowing 195.2 yards per game, and 23rd against the run, allowing 122.4 yards per game. What you can expect from this defense, in my opinion, is that they're gonna put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, especially think you can't double team J.J. Watt because that'll leave Whitney Marcellus having 101 coverage. That'll leave Jadavian Clowney with one-on-one coverage, and that'll leave a returning Brian Cushing with also some one-on-one coverage. So essentially, the defense is gonna have to play all of these players one-on-one because if not, one of these four main players and even others may get to the quarterback. And I anticipate the quarterback is going to have to get rid of the ball oftentimes before he wants to. They're gonna play reverse of the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks depended on that secondary to cover the wide receivers long enough so that the defensive line and the linebackers can get to the quarterback. Now with the Houston Texans, by the defensive line and the linebackers getting to the quarterback as quick as possible. I think that the cornerbacks will have to cover the wide receivers for a much shorter time span. Just simply because, like I said earlier, the quarterback is gonna have to get rid of the ball before he wants to. Now, by rushing the quarterback so much, I think that they're gonna leave some holes for the opposing running game and they're gonna get burned. But that's okay sometimes if you put the quarterback in maybe a 2-15 and they decide to run the ball and you give up 5 to 7 yards, that'll mean they're at 38 or 37, which is manageable and a good spot for the defense. So as long as you get to the quarterback and make the quarterback throw the ball before he wants to, you should be okay. Now, J.J. Watt last year had 10.5 sacks for 80 tackles. I expect those numbers to go up just because oftentimes last year he was double teamed. Now that they added Jadavian Clowney, opposing offenses would be less inclined to do that. Now, Jadavian Clowney last year with the South Carolina Gamecocks had 40 tackles and 3.5 sacks. I would expect them to have around 7 or 8 sacks and be successful at the NFL level. J.J. Watt and Jadavian Clowney are gonna be the two keys to this defense, and to make sure that opposing offenses keep them honest. And the way the Houston Texans are gonna win is by running the ball and rushing the quarterback on the defensive side of the ball. And I think that will lead them to about 9 to 10 wins. And I think they'll have a leg up on the Colts because the Colts are basically run by a one-man show in Andrew Luck. Well guys, that's it for right now. Peace.